This program today is on the secret of sexual fulfillment in marriage, how to have great sex in marriage. And, you know, Karen, this is an issue that we, you know, as we go across the country, do seminars and help people in the area of marriage. It's something that, you know, obviously people get married to have great sex, but so many people have difficulties. And I know we have some questions from some of our viewers.
I do. Okay, let's see. This person says, my spouse and I disagree about how often we should have sex. How can a couple find a healthy balance in their sex life? For me, once or twice a month is very frustrating. I just had to put that little emphasis.
Did you write that?
No, because you know it's a lot more than that.
Praise God. But let me say, there is a question of what is enough in marriage. And every couple has to answer this question. But in one of the seminars that I teach on sex, I talk about what happens when we have sex. And chemically, emotionally, physically, it's so important that we have sex. It's the only unique feature in marriage. But so many good things happen when we have sex, and it really always goes to the not the least common denominator, but to a balance of. In other words, one spouse may say, in a third of all women are more sexual than their husbands. And I know that a lot of people think, well, you know, it's typically the man wanting more sex, and typically that might be true. But a third of women want more sex than their husbands. And I'll say this now, is that it doesn't matter. There's this issue of, you know, matching libidos, that we ought to have sex when our libidos match. That doesn't happen very often. You know, in most marriages, you know, it really, very seldom do you both have the same desire at the same time. It really comes down to what we're talking about on today's program, that is a servant spirit, is being willing to serve your spouse. So if your spouse says, for example, let me just say the husband wants sex twice a week and the wife wants sex twice a month, is that you should have more, not less. It doesn't go to the lowest common denominator. If one spouse says, well, twice a month is great with me, you don't go to the twice a month, and you don't browbeat your spouse, you don't punish your spouse, you don't shame your spouse when they need sex. Is that one of the ways that I say it, and again, this generalizes the subject, but God gave women the gift of sex and men the need for sex. And that need that we have for sex keeps drawing us back to our wives. And when it draws us back to our wives and we get browbeat or punished for that sexual desire, it really is a death blow to the relationship. And one of the things I so appreciate about you, Karen, over the years is that you have met my sexual needs. And I don't ever remember a time that you told me no. Sometimes you had a bad attitude.
No.
But anyway,
no attitude.
but it has been. But you are a good example of that.
Thank you.
Of you know doing that. I think that's important.
Thank you, honey. Okay, my husband rarely tries to romance me when he wants to have sex. All he does is start to kiss me and expect that's all it takes. How can I help him understand that I need an emotional connection?
This is, again, a very common issue. You know, there's a book, an old book, it's been around a long time, that says sex begins at the breakfast table. And the whole point of the book is that women warm up slowly to the issue of sex. You know, men are compartmental. And we turn on instantly. We're visual and we're very instant. And so a man can have the worst day in his life, you know, come home and to us, we can disconnect from that bad day and we can be ready for sex, and the next day's Armageddon. We don't care. You know, we got a couple hours, let's spend it correctly.
Well, and I think as a woman, I agree. I think as a woman, though, that our stress levels are probably, you know, we don't handle stress as well as you.
Right.
And so, you know, when you come in and all you want is just a little kiss and then quickly go to bed, it's like, excuse me, but I got a lot of stuff to undo before.
Exactly.
You know, it's like the communication and, you know, focusing on me as a person, not just what I give you, and all those things make a huge difference for a woman.
Without romance, really, you objectify women, and you feel like an object. You don't feel loved. You don't feel special, and you also don't feel connected, like we're connected to your world. And communication, talking, is very important to women because that's how they feel connected. But not only that, and this is what I say to men: you're going to have to pastor your wife. And when I say pastor your wife, a lot of guys say, "Well, I'm not a pastor." You've got to help your wife navigate all the issues of her life. Because for you, sex is sex. But for her, you know, she can't disconnect sex from her feelings, her other relationships, the kids, the washer that's broke, the financial trouble, and all of those things. And so for an insensitive man that just wants to ignore all of his wife's issues and just jump in bed and have great sex, it doesn't happen like that. The way that it happens is you become a partner with her in talking with her and praying with her and helping her to navigate the issues of her life beginning in the morning all day long. And once you've done that, she's then ready to have great sex. Another issue, Karen, you were talking about was stress, is a man should come home and rather, if he wants great sex, and rather than putting all the burden of the housework over on his wife and taking care of the kids, if a man wants good sex, he ought to come home and say, honey, you go, have you a nice bubble bath, and I'll take care of the kids and the dishes and all that, and I'll be there in a little while. And because of his sensitivity to her, she then feels valued, and that helps her to have sex.
And I remember even with myself, I wasn't like always thinking about having sex, but I would, plan special surprises. You know, like you'd come home and I would say, okay, there's a bathtub waiting for you. Because it was like it made me get into it when I was planning things too. Yeah. I never did the saran wrap. I mean, that's not me, okay? But
excuse me.
Back in the good old days, that was a big teaching. Go meet your husband in the door with saran wraps. Like, oh my gosh.
This is a Christian program, Karen. We don't talk about that.
It was a Christian woman who said that. I remember.
Well, the issue, and you were so good, Karen, because regardless of how you felt or your desires, you came into my world, and that made me feel special. But I came into your world, and I became romantic. I wasn't when we got married. I was, very shallow and very one-dimensional. But over the years, I began to realize how important it was for me to be romantic and to meet your needs. And so this issue of sex, you can succeed in marriage, but I'll tell you, we're all wired the same way. And every marriage has its own unique attributes, but we're all wired the same way. And if you're going to have great sex, you're going to need to be sensitive to one another, and we hope that this has been helpful to you. These programs that we bring to you, we really do hope are an encouragement and help to you. We're only able to do this because of our partners, our rock-solid partners. We have thousands of couples and people across America that help us every single month, and that's what our rock-solid partners do. They stand with us every single month and really give us the financial foundation of coming to you right now, as well as going across America and around the world to help millions of people succeed and thrive in the area of their marriages. And so I want you to become, Karen and I want you to become a rock-solid partner. And for that, you get a special resource that we produce every month only for our rock-solid partners, and it's called our Dream Marriage Library. And you get it every month. There are several different financial levels that you can support us with every month, and you can get the resource physically, but you can also get it just electronically on your computer, your iPad, your iPhone, every month along with notes, so you can watch and listen to the teachings. This is the best of my seminar teachings. Karen and I produce special resources for our partners, as well as my teachings and sermons that you can sit down and have a date night, have a time of just studying and growing in your marriage, continuing education. You don't have to go buy it or find it. It comes to you every month in response to you becoming a rock-solid partner. Please stand with us financially, and we want to get you this special resource. Here's how you can do it.
Take a stand for your marriage and become a rock-solid partner today. Join at the $14 level and you'll receive online access to the Dream Marriage Library with a new message each month. At the $28 level, you'll also receive each month's lesson on CD and DVD. And join at the $56 per month level and we'll add exclusive partner perks, including invitation-only access to live phone seminars and exclusive Marriage Today events. Become a rock-solid partner today. Thank you for joining us. Partner with Marriage Today and receive the series, Our Secret Paradise. Marriage Today's latest book, Happy, Happy Love, will supercharge your marriage with practical tips, wisdom, and inspiration for every stage of marriage. Visit happylovebook.com.